If this reading finds you, or you find this reading, the message following you discovering this reading may very well be for you. The way that you're going to find out is by watching the reading, seeing how it makes you feel as you listen. Who needs to know about this? Who are you? Let's see who you are. Who are you? The person watching this, who are you? The Hierophant. You could be somebody that is very committed to something right now. You could very well be looking for spiritual guidance. You also could be a mentor to other people. Your example is very important for others because others learn from you. You could be a tutor, a mentor, a teacher. You could have a strong Taurus placement in your chart, Taurus sun, moon, rising. You could also be someone that seeks guidance. You could be a therapist. You could be somebody who is very spiritual or religious, very much someone who believes in a higher power or believes that there's something out there that is greater than what meets the eye currently. This is also the energy of somebody who has chosen a path of sobriety as well, or wants to. You do not have to fit all of these characteristics that I just discussed, but you could resonate with the majority of what I just said. The number 5 could be significant, or you've recently seen 555 a lot following you around. You could also be a professor or in college currently trying to learn more. Okay, so if that's you, what are you here for? What is this reading for? Why do we need to give you a message today? Spirit angels, ancestors, and beings of the highest vibration and of the light, please make this message very clear for those that resonate with the reading thus far. So you've got the 5 of Cups, the World, and the Fool. Okay. You know what this feels like to me off the bat? You guys are disappointed about something that has recently ended, but there is something new that is beginning. Or maybe you're feeling very disappointed about something new that just started in your life. There is, because the World is the last card in the, the major arcana in tarot goes from the Fool all the way to the World. So there's 22 cards representing the Fool's journey. And this is like a very significant aspect in our lives. Something that could be very monumental and unavoidable. Then there's the minor arcana, which is like the 5 of Cups. And those are just like little bits and pieces of information that add just a little more detail to the story. So for you to get the World card showing that this is the last card, the last step, and then to get the Fool right afterwards, this shows me that you've just started something new, or you are in the transition of a new chapter beginning in your life. And this chapter is coming with a significant grieving period, because the 5 of Cups is about disappointment and feelings of loss, low self-esteem, and grief. But with that being said, it doesn't mean that you're not going to step into this new chapter of your life with excitement and oomph and zest and naivety, because anything goes. When you start off with the Fool, anything goes. So it almost feels like the student now is becoming the teacher, or you are now becoming the student in a different phase of your life where you were once in a teacher position. You know what I mean? Because we never stop learning when we move through phases in life. We're always learning something, at least if you're the type of person that seeks awareness and knowledge and to continue to develop the self. We never truly finish learning anything when we are alive in this lifetime. I'm a firm believer that by the time that our soul transitions, that's when we've learned everything that we needed to in the incarnation that we were in. Okay, so what is this Five of Cups about? The Ten of Wands. Yeah, it's the ending, the end of the road. How difficult it was, how tiring and gruesome it almost felt. How many sores and aches and pains it caused. The whole purpose of this was to accomplish a new beginning, right? And that's what you did. You put in so much work and effort for this new beginning, and it's not for nothing. It is not for nothing at all. But for some reason you're feeling like a little bit of nostalgia or melancholy, or it's like a bittersweet moment for you because you're saying goodbye to your old life so that you can make way for your new life, your new self, the new version of how you think and how you are. And honestly, it feels like you're going to be recognized and acknowledged for this too. So if you are in a position of being seen by many people, you could be on social media, you could be a public speaker, you could be on stage, wherever you are, people see you. You're very seen. And so maybe on the street people recognize you, or you're going to become this type of person where you're recognized on the street. So before that, you are definitely not the type to put yourself out there like that, but now you are. What's this World card about? The Death card. Oh my God, this is screaming to me about a significant ending in your life, like a chapter is closing, like you are stepping into a new phase. You're stepping into a new phase right now. I don't know if this is like a marriage that ended. I don't know if this is like a version of you that ended. I don't know if this is like a breakup that ended, or this is like a mentality or belief that you had and you no longer have. With the Death card here, clarifying the World card, those are two major arcanas that resemble a death. And for some of you, you did experience the passing of someone that was very significant to you. And they were someone that this could have been like a grandfather. This is somebody who really was wise and taught you so much about everything that you know about today. And with that though, with their passing, you are able to take on their legacy almost and continue it on and add more to it. Fulfill their legacy. This could be a grandfather, a father, a male figure. At the bottom of the deck is the Sun. Absolutely. Maybe for some of you, you experienced the passing of a male figure and you knew what their aspirations and dreams were when they were a young boy, a son, And now you are seeing yourself carrying it on. Look at this, like she's holding the baby boy. And then now as he's older, he's like, he's holding a guy here. This is very interesting, but this could also metaphorically represent the old versions of you, the versions of you that no longer exist, because we go through a lot of metamorphoses, a lot of phases, a lot of metamorphoses we go through a lot of deaths and rebirths, in different phases of our lives. We go through so many deaths and rebirths, and this is another one that's happening. It's almost like you're reinventing yourself. You have come to the end of the road. And what's this Fool card about? Oh my God, the King of Swords. Look at you. Wise, an expert, intelligent, smart as ever, very communicative, very inquisitive, emotionally detached. But you're definitely not dumb. Don't get confused that this card is the Fool, because you're not the Fool. You could be learning something new. You could be learning something new. You could be taking on a new idea, and it's at the beginning stages of it. But this is a very solid idea. At the bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups. This could be collaborative. You could be making very significant connections. Very significant connections with this. Talking about it, sharing it. What's that in her hand? Is that a recorder? Is she recording this conversation? Is this a conversation being recorded? Is this an interview? Are you interviewing? Is someone interviewing you? Someone's asking you really important questions. They want to get to know you. A little bit more on this energy right here. For some of you, you guys experienced a very significant breakup, and it might not have even happened recently. This could have happened a while ago, but you're finally done with the grieving phase. Like you finally got over the part of where you were healing. Like you finally mustered up the will to carry on. This is what it feels like to me, but now you know better. But for some of you, it did harden you emotionally, and it's maybe that's not the way to go when it comes to matters of love. And when you make connections, it's really important to be receptive and emotional, but obviously a good amount of logic is required as well, just because it's a good boundary to create. Not to get too ahead of yourself emotionally when you get washed up or feel this whirlwind of excitement. The High Priestess. The High Priestess is very intuitive, very emotional, knowledgeable as well, but also in a different way, but in a way of the occult. The High Priestess and the Hierophant are a match. They are a very divine union, a very spiritually inclined relationship. The Hierophant and the High Priestess. Wow. Together, the relationship, I couldn't even put it into words if I tried. But they're very spiritually inclined. They're very sensitive to energy. This is the energy of a psychic medium with a shaman essentially getting together and being in a relationship. This is very interesting. And then at the bottom of the deck is the Devil. Oh, I know why this is here. Because this relationship is meant to break generational trauma. This is meant to break generational curses, as one would say. They're not really curses, but they're like habits and routines and traditions carried on from generation to generation from the families that aren't necessarily healthy. And this relationship is meant to break the chains of societal stereotypes, prejudices, things like that, you know? And that's what this is leading to. So the connections that you are making moving forward feel like this. The purpose is to break generational trauma, to break the chains from things that no longer serve a purpose. This could be like a history of abuse, of all types of abuse, a history of addictions. This could be poverty, feeling financially restrained, feeling tied down by circumstances, even by a facade too. A facade that others place upon you that is not necessarily one that you identify with, but you could have just been like, yeah, you know what, they're right, and so therefore fulfilled that prophecy of what they deemed you to be. Anyhow, let's see what's behind that. The Ace of Cups in reverse and the Judgment card. When you go against your own intuition, Temperance, when you go against the grain of what feels right to you, choosing the angel on your shoulder as opposed to the devil on your shoulder, which obviously is like a metaphor, the angel or the devil. This is a path. This is like a good path that you're going on. It's like you are releasing things that no longer serve you. You are grieving the old version of you. You're grieving your past. You are evolving. You are different now. And this is really significant because who you are with now or who you are meant to be with, wow. 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 Both of you know a lot. You guys have had different paths, or almost like you guys have had like parallel lives in a way, but still the paths were different. And like you learned bits and pieces, and the High Priestess is very quiet with the things that she knows, but the Hierophant speaks when spoken to. I think the Hierophant could also be anyways, I'm starting to cough now. Throat chakra. Then we've got the Emperor. The Emperor. Oh, the Emperor. We love having the Emperor around because this is somebody who is very in control of their life, of their destiny, of what they do. I'm gonna look into the Grunge Tarot, and I'm gonna read about the Hierophant and the High Priestess. You can pause to read it yourself. You don't just have to rely on me to read it for you. You know what? I'm not going to read it to you. I'm just going to have you pause and look at it. And now let's look at the High Priestess. Spirituality, inner power. The first line of Violet by Hole addressed directly to a girl asking her to fight the cliches she has become in love and relationships. That's what I was literally saying. Mild and extreme violence, fierce judgment of others, the fear of not being able to make it alone. The sky above her is the color of her spirit. All right. This reading has been long enough. So I'm going to close this out.